Once upon a mundane morning, Barb's day got busy without warning. A realtor in need of an open house sign. No, 50 of them, and designed before 9.
My head hurts.
Any mighty tools to help with his plight?
Aha!
Barb made her move. She opened Canva and got in the groove.
Bulk creating Canva sheets. Create 50 signs fit for suburban streets.
Done in a click, all complete.
Sweet!
Now, imagine what your dreams can become when you put imagination to work at canva.com.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Commercial Insurance. Trucking is a big job, so Progressive is proud to offer truckers the coverage they need and discounts to help them save. Quote truck insurance in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
BTW FYI. Visit Nexplanon.com RN to learn about Nexplanon. It's an gestural implant, 68 milligrams radiopaque. Or ask your HCP IRL. Okay, TTYL.
Welcome to another episode of the Nintendo Powercast. I'm your host, N64 Josh, for this Nintendo News Daily. In today's episode, we're going to be looking at a number of headlines, including some release dates for games that we have been waiting for, some updates to some previous games, including Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. And for our main topic, we're going to be talking one last time about my hands-on impression with Pokémon Legends ZA at the Nintendo event, and a few things that I have yet to share that I will be sharing on this episode. So before we let's just jump into this thing, right? I'm so excited right now. Literally, I'm going to the midnight release at GameStop. I didn't even realize there was one happening until my boy Player One reached out and was like, "Hey, are you going to a midnight release?" I'm like, "Well, I am now." So I'm gonna go pre-order the game right after this episode, and gonna do something a little bit different. Gonna do a vlog style video for you guys with the midnight release, because I mean, who knows how many more of these things we're gonna get? Like they kind of became a thing of the past, and now they're kind of making a bit of a resurgence. I went for the Switch 2 midnight release, and so I'm honestly really excited. Hopefully get to chat with a handful of Pokemon fans about this game, and just see what everybody's thoughts are jumping into the release of Pokemon Legends ZA. I'm beyond excited, as you guys already know. So jumping into the news here, first up, Monster Hunter Stories 3 secures a Nintendo Switch 2 release date. And so Monster Hunter Stories 3, this is from Nintendo Everything, which was announced not too long ago, has already secured its release date. Capcom will have it ready to go on March 13th, 2026. Monster Hunter Stories 3 was first shown off in the previous Nintendo Direct. However, it was initially given a vague 2026 launch window. Capcom has shared the latest information about the game. Here's a little blurb here. It says, embark on a thrilling new adventure as a rider where you'll race and bond with monsties while exploring a world full of danger, mystery, and wonder. 2 centuries after a war that divided 2 kingdoms, twin Rathalos unexpectedly hatch from a single egg to spark a story of forbidden lands and twisted fates. Whether you're a seasoned rider or embarking on your first adventure, Monster Hunter Stories 3 Twisted Reflection offers an exciting journey of discovery, adventure, and exhilarating battles. It says you're going to get to raise your team, build and raise a collection of monsties, forming kinships with iconic monsters from the Monster Hunter series. Fight together, experience the strategic turn-based battles system with riders and monsties fighting by your side. An enhanced world, enjoy stylized 3D graphics that bring the Monster Hunter Story series world to life, and witness an epic story. Dive deep into a captivating story that spans across 2 kingdoms and many generations. So my first thoughts with this game, honestly, because it's twin Rathalos, which is super cool, is I kind of would have loved to see them do 2 games, right? One for each monster. I don't know if you guys remember back in the day, but I believe it was Fire Emblem did this, where there was two different versions of the game. And obviously Pokemon does it all the time too, right? but I kind of love that stuff where they intertwine. So I feel like it may be a little bit of a missed opportunity. I would have loved to seen that here. This game has piqued my interest more than any other Monster Hunter Stories game. This looks like it has matured a lot, and I'm kind of excited to see where this goes. I'm hoping that there may be a little bit of a lull prior to this launching, that I could jump into the first two games, even just briefly, to get a taste of the series, because I have yet to try it. And I am a huge Monster Hunter fan, like huge Monster Hunter fan. Like it has been, I have so many fond memories of playing Monster Hunter with my son. And so, uh, including times where we like literally took our 3DSs and went to Starbucks, got drinks and some snacks, and then just sat and played and hunted monsters together. Like it's a series I'm very, very fond of. And so I'm really looking forward to this one more so than the other Stories games, strictly based on how it looks. And it looks really good to me. So looking forward to that one, and hope it does really well. Moving on, we're going to be taking a look here. What's crazy, guys, going through the news right now is there are so many Pokemon leaks, and I don't want to talk about them. I don't want to talk about them. Well, there's articles being written about Pokemon stuff that I'm like, oh, it's in the new. No, it's more leaked information, and I'm just avoiding it. I'm avoiding it. I'm seeing friends of mine having videos taken down from talking about too much stuff or showing certain things. I don't even want to mess with it. I don't. There's so many other things to chat about and to talk about, news to cover, and just the excitement of Pokemon Legends ZA happening, that I'm not even messing with it. So I do apologize if it's something you wanted me to cover, but I don't know. I don't feel right about it. And so I'm just avoiding it. And it honestly bothers me because we're seeing such huge spoilers. Essentially, we're seeing what the next games are going to be, and that's information I don't want to know. I don't want to know. So I'm like I said, I'm avoiding it here, and I do apologize if that's something you're looking for, but it's just not for me. I didn't even mean to I've been trying to avoid stuff because I just don't want to know, but it's everywhere on the timeline, so hard to avoid at this point. But anyway, back to the news here from My Nintendo News. The Nintendo Switch online game trial is Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance. And there's a tweet here. It says, battle through a post-apocalyptic world overrun by demons in Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance game trial starting tomorrow, October 16th. Now, this tweet came from Nintendo of UK, but I think I saw that it is going to be for all regions. And so if you are a Nintendo Switch Online member, you can actually download the full game and give it a go, which is pretty cool. It's a game I picked up and wanted to jump into. It was really giving me some serious Xenoblade vibes. I just did not have time to jump into it, but I know it is a series that is fairly loved. So if this is a game you've been wanting to test out, you now will have the opportunity to download the full game via Nintendo Switch Online. Well, I mentioned earlier in the show that Ninja Gaiden Ragebound is getting an update. It's nothing huge. I'm looking at an article from Nintendo Life here, and it says Ninja Gaiden Ragebound got off to a solid start when it started on the Switch in July, and since then it's received multiple updates, including 60 FPS mode. I need to finish this game. I know Nate is gonna get on me for not having it done yet, and because I haven't finished it, I haven't touched Shinobi yet, which shame on me. It says now ahead of the release of Ninja Gaiden 4 on Xbox and other platforms next week, the 2D title Ragebound will be celebrating an exclusive Yakumo skin. This update is completely free and is based on the young ninja prodigy in the fourth major entry. Here's the full rundown and another look. They've got pictures of it, which it looks really cool. Honestly, it looks really cool. So it says, "Hey ninjas, as you must already know, Ninja Gaiden 4 releases right around the corner, which is a game I'm really excited for. I love Ninja Gaiden, so I'm excited to jump into this one. And what better way to prepare than by stepping into the shoes of its new protagonist? As part of today's free update, Kenji gets a brand new Yakumo skin that will be automatically unlocked. Unleash your inner Yakumo and get ready to slash demons." The article continues that this follows the patch in September, which address various bugs and also improve certain aspects of the gameplay. And they do have an article going through all of those notes. But love it that we've had so many Ninja games. Ninja Gaiden, one of my favorites, back from the arcades. Playing it on the NES, which was super difficult, as you know, we've covered it on here even recently. Ragebound, super great. Like I really, really enjoy it. It's relatively intense, and I was trying to play it before I fell asleep at night, and it was not helping me fall asleep. I can say that much. It was not. It was like, yo, this is a little bit too intense. I'm getting I need to play this with controller in hand, not on the Switch Lite, and it's fantastic though. Can't recommend it enough. So if you haven't picked it up yet and you like side scrollers, definitely check it out. It's super super good, and love seeing the new costume as well. I think it looks really cool based on the photos that they're showing. So, well, not a game I thought we would be talking about today, but Captain Toad Treasure Tracker received a small update, version 1.4.1. Following the free Switch 2 upgrade. And so looking at a Nintendo Life article here, it says when the Switch 2 launched in June, Nintendo rolled out free upgrades for 12 existing Switch titles. Apart from the games such as Super Mario Odyssey and the puzzle platformer Captain Toad Treasure Tracker also received an update. It optimized the game for Switch 2 display, improved the image quality, and also added HDR support and game share features. Now Nintendo has bumped the same title up to version 1.4.1, according to the official support page. Several issues have been addressed to improve the overall gameplay experience. There's not any real details, unfortunately, other than this happened. It says if we hear anything about what's specifically been fixed and improved, we'll provide an update. If you don't get prompted to update your game, then click the title and you can update the game from there. Nintendo also recently rolled out a small patch for Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury in October, which addressed several issues to improve gameplay experience. And this is pretty useful information alongside the previously mentioned games: ARMS, Big Brain Academy, Clubhouse Games, Game Builder Garage, Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, and Zelda Link's Awakening also got Switch 2 upgrades in June. Now, is anybody else ready for more games to get these upgrades? Like, I want to see all the Xenoblade games get the upgrade. Princess Peach Showtime is one that desperately needs it. I would jump back in the moment that game gets an upgrade. I'm going to jump back in. I think it'd be pretty cool to see Mario RPG get an upgrade. There are a number of titles that I would really love to see get a little bit more love when it comes to the Switch 2 upgrades. And I will scream this from the mountaintops. I would love to see NSO games get like 120 4K upgrades. I know it's going to take work, but it would be so amazing. So amazing to be playing some of these classic games at 120 FPS or even a locked 60 would be so great, especially some N64 games. I'm looking at you, GoldenEye, Perfect Dark. Like to see those games truly run smooth, even with nothing but explosions going off everywhere, would kind of be amazing. It would kind of be amazing. So I hope Nintendo does something like that within the life cycle of the Switch 2, and that we get to see those upgrades made to those games, because I would love it. I would absolutely love it. Well, let's see here. This is interesting. And a little bit of a sad farewell, but Banjo-Kazooie's director marks departure from Rare with a poem. And I saw this. Greg Malis, I believe is his name. It says, "Today was my last day." This is a tweet. "Today was my last day at Rare Ltd. Thanks to everyone who played and enjoyed any of the games I helped create while I was there. Also, thanks to all the people that worked on the games alongside me. It seemed fitting that I should say farewell with one final rhyme." And so I'm going to go ahead and open this thing up so I can read it a little bit better here. And so here, I'm going to read you guys the whole poem. It's pretty good. A rather resplendent, rewarding, rare rumble. Grant me moments of your time to tell a story versed in rhyme. In '89, this tale does start when famous wall did fall apart. Still standing tall, a lad left in school who'd employ this daydreaming fool. A chance arose to go into banking, choice he ignored and forever thanking. Local paper had tiny ad. Go join Rare? What? You must be mad. He tested games, then got into design, which somehow turned out reasonably fine. Mentored by the ultimate greats, expectations of rare game traits, each game adding to his skills a memorable ride of many thrills. First three toads, then some apes. Donkey Diddy Barrel of Japes. I love this. Grand adventure of a bird and a bear, whacking ghoulies with haunted chair. Critters of paper, gardening charm, sporting parties, waving leg and arm. Sailing pirates through stormy weather, players creating stories together. Others too, much less well known, with rare magic in them sewn. Wonderful games made by splendid teams, enchanted players by their players have been their dreams. The Ruby Ramble, one final chapter of lovingly crafted games of laughter. From here is where the story ends. 36 years it's been, my friends. For come the day, October 14, at Manor Park, then no longer seen. His sack of fun upon his back to set off down a different track, leaving behind some parting advice. Have no fear, it's helpful and nice. If captivating players is what you seek, keep on making rare games unique. Now time to start new tales to tell. Farewell to Rare, he waves farewell.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Commercial Insurance. Trucking is a big job, so Progressive is proud to offer truckers the coverage they need and discounts to help them save. Quote truck insurance in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
Greg. What a great little poem and a great way to say goodbye. And honestly, so many great memories that this guy has worked on, so many incredible games, and I just loved reading through that list. There was a lot there from the NES all the way through the Xbox with Sea of Thieves, and including some 360 titles. Like, just what a list of games. It's honestly crazy to see how many different games he has worked on, has been a part of, and I mean, really throughout my childhood, which I love. I love seeing that. Super cool. Lastly, Ark Ultimate Survivor Edition lands a Switch 2 update with evolved frame rate, and evolution. This is from Nintendo Life here, and it says Grove Street Games has today lifted the lid on the new Switch 2 update for Ark Ultimate Survival Edition, beefing up the adventuring game to make the most of the new console specs. The update packs in all the stuff you'd expect to find in a Switch 2 patch, promising improved frame rate and resolution, and updates to the shadow quality and anti-aliasing. We don't have any specifics on what any of the above look like in their improved state. We're hoping for 60 FPS, but we'll always welcome the news of things moving in the right direction. In its initial form, Ark Survival Evolved was a bit of a mess on Switch. The port was marred by technical issues, making the whole thing feel a little too ambitious for Nintendo's humble console. By all accounts, things started to turn around in the later Ultimate Survivor Edition. It popped up in one of our early Games We Missed community features. So here's hoping that today's Switch 2 update keeps things on the up and up. And so there you go. If you've been waiting to be able to play Ark on your Switch 2, now's the time to go fire it up and see how it looks. And if it's meeting your expectations, I'm taking a look through the comments just to see if anybody has played it. And let's see. Somebody says, this is from Switch player John. It says, okay, I tried it. Looks like other consoles, but runs at 30 FPS. Not sure if this patch is the major improvements, but it looks wonderful. Frame rate seems stable, but feels sluggish. So there you go. If you were wondering, somebody did go hands on with it, and that's where it's at right now. if there's anything we know about the Switch 2, as it as people start to understand the console better, we are seeing improvements. Hopefully, it can be a game that gets up to 60. We'll just have to wait and see if that is possible. I'm also very curious what it runs because I believe it was a game that was out on like Xbox One and not just the Series or the PS5. So I'm curious how it runs on those older consoles. And if it is up to 60, it may be possible to get it running that well on Switch 2. But we will just have to wait and see until a later date, and we'll know more then. Well, let's jump into my final thoughts on Pokemon ZA and a few little tidbits from the event at PAX West that I've yet to share. Let's jump in now. Okay, well, before jumping into my thoughts here, I do want to let you guys know that the patch 1.01 is now live, and there are full patch notes. We're only going to touch on just a few things because you guys know how patch notes are. They can be a bit boring. But looking at the article from Nintendo Life here, it says, we heard last week how the upcoming release of Pokemon Legends ZA had already received an update on the Switch and Switch 2. It has since then gone live, and you've already got a new entry digitally preloaded on your system. Then the update should already be applied. As for the content of this update, it appears to unlock the game's online features. Here's a rough translation of the official patch notes, courtesy of the Japanese Pokemon website. And literally, it's one line. It says, added data that needs to be updated to play with online elements. Looking at the article, it says, of course, this new adventure is going to be loaded with online features such as trading and battling, as well as connectivity with Pokemon Home, which will be made available in 2026. So it sounds like there's no getting around this if you want to access the online features. If there's anything else discovered about the patch, we'll provide an update, and I will do the same if I see anything anything come along that is relevant to you guys. I'll make sure you know about it. Now, let's talk about the hands-on one last time. I've mentioned it on here. I've said it multiple times. This was my game of PAX West. It was so good. It played so well on Switch 2. Looked gorgeous as far as the character models. I know there's a lot of debate about the city and the models looking kind of flat and the lack of textures and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. It's not a thing that is super important to me. It's not a deal breaker for me. And I feel like if you are if you are playing Nintendo games for like bleeding edge graphics, you're probably in the wrong place. And so I don't think it's going to be that big a deal to the majority of the consumers that are picking this up. YouTubers are having a heyday with this. It's getting them tons of clicks, paying those bills. I get it, get that bag. But to me, it's just not something that I have to harp on, or that even took me out of the overall experience. When I jumped in, I was focused on the tasks at hand, and I was having fun. And at the end of the day, that's what's most important, is fun. And one big thing that I did not mention on any of these episodes or covering this game whatsoever is when I sat down and started playing, the Nintendo rep was there, who is very tied to Pokemon. And she told me she had already played through the game twice, and it was not required. She did not have to play through it. She just was having such an incredible time with it that she had already played through it. And so if you've been on the fence a little bit, just keep that in mind. Now, granted, we're talking about a Nintendo employee, also somebody who loves Pokemon. But the fact that you're playing through a game twice when it's not required for your job is saying something in my mind. It is saying something. And I felt from the moment I grabbed a controller that this game was very special, and I had a great time with it. Watching on screen right now, if you're catching the video, the Mega Evolutions and doing these rogue Mega Evolution battles, so fun. It is so fun. The gameplay loop is incredible. It is incredible, and I am so excited to play with you guys. We're seeing on screen right now the battling that can happen online where you're trying to take out as many Pokemon as possible. Like, this is going to be the game that I end up finally learning all the different matchups. I feel like there's going to be some depth here. There is probably going to end up being a meta, and I'm so curious. Like, the thing that I'm the most excited about is battling. So it's like there's the carrot on the stick to get through the story and then get into endgame, fill up that Pokedex, and then I'm curious, like, how do we get the best possible Pokemon for battling? Is there going to be like, having to like go on your bike and hatch them, and I believe it involves a Ditto and trying, like, how much are we going to end up caring about this kind of stuff? I'm hoping it's going to be more about just going out and finding the Pokemon and less about breeding them, but we'll have to wait and see. And either way, I'm diving in both feet, like, both feet. You guys get ready for lots of Pokemon coverage. And I will have the shows titled appropriately. So you'll know if Pokemon's not your thing, you can easily skip the show. You can easily skip it, but it is going to become a weekly segment on NPC, because I'm really excited about this game and I want to build community around it. I want to get you guys involved, and I want to really have a place. If this is your first Pokemon or you're getting back into it, make sure to jump in the Discord and ask questions. Like, I'm going to do my very best to make sure that I can help anybody get back into the series or get into the series for the first time. But also, like, I know what it's like when you're like, I don't know if I want to. I don't know if I want to really be a part of the community, and maybe I'll just do, like, jump on in. We're gonna make this as fun for everybody as possible, and I'm even hoping that there's going to be opportunity for tournaments, and that we can really see how far we can take this thing before Champions comes out, and then that's going to add another layer of Pokemon battling. But I'm very, very excited for this one. And again, it was as soon as I went, I was looking forward to it. As soon as I went hands on, I was like, "Yo, this is it." I'm pumped. I am pumped. I wish I had played X and Y, so I had a little more like nostalgia for Lumino City. But is what it is. I'm gonna get to experience it for the first time, and and like I mentioned early on, I'm excited about the midnight release and getting to hang out with some other Pokemon fans at GameStop tonight. So I would love to hear from you guys in the comments. Are you thinking about picking this one up? Have you been on the fence? A few of you have reached out to me and said, "Yo, I was on the fence, but now I'm definitely getting it after hearing you talk about it." So I want to know. I want to hear from more of you. Is this a game you are looking forward to? And I will tell you, as somebody who literally plays, I was watching. It's really funny. I was watching Battlefield 6 gameplay, and I'm like, this is so different than Pokemon, right? Yeah, I could play both games and just love them. I mean, not just Pokemon, but just Nintendo games in general. Like, you're talking about realistic, like, war simulation, and then jumping into something like Pokemon. But I'm here for it. I love games. I just love games. So I would say if you are on the fence on this one, but you want to try something maybe a little bit more lighthearted than what you're used to, if you are all about those Battlefield games, or you strictly play Smash or whatever the case may be, like, if you're looking for something to fill the time, I really think this is going to be a fantastic game. Of course, I'm going to go hands on, be playing it all weekend, and we'll do my best to get a review up as quickly as possible. But I already know I'm all in on this. I am all in, and it's gonna. I have a feeling it's gonna have a very long tail, and I cannot wait. So excited, and honestly, the way it runs on Switch 2, so impressed by that as well. Like, it runs very smooth, and I know that people will say, like, well, it's hardly running anything, so of course it can run smooth. That's fine. I'm just so glad to see a game running smooth, and cannot wait to be playing this one tonight. I'm going to fire it up tonight. I'm gonna be up late, but just really excited for this one overall. And so stay tuned for plenty of coverage, and like I said, jump into the Discord if you want to be a part of the community and start getting into the multiplayer aspects of Pokemon Legends ZA. Well, that is going to do it for today's Nintendo News Daily. Thank you again so much for being here, for listening, watching, wherever you are. It does really help me, guys, if you want to leave some reviews on Apple, Spotify, leave those comments on YouTube. They all help move the content and get it in front of more people. So appreciate you all. And remember, as always, play it loud.